So like I have mentioned before, if you, a Chicago Bulls player, at any point was being coached by Jim Boylan, you deserve a 2-year grace period after he got fired. You know, one of these days I need to do a redraft, kind of like what I used to do in the early days of this channel. I need to do a redraft on the 2017 NBA draft, because one, we're enough years removed now. Holy shit. It's been like 5 or 6 years. But we're enough years removed now to where we can redraft these players, and obviously things can change after that. But I bring up the 2017 draft because one of my favorite things this season, and this is something I will take a victory lap on, and I'm wrong on a lot of things usually, I never sold my Wendell Carter Jr. stock, and I never sold my Lauri Markkanen stock. And we are going to talk about Lauri Markkanen today because he has been absolutely fantastic for the Utah Jazz, a team like, I did a video on the Pacers a few videos ago, another team before the year that was expected to be in the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. They got a mismatch of players from the Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert trades, and now, you have a mismatch of players who, you could question the fit, but if you have a lot of good players with pride and good coaching, like what Will Hardy has displayed this year in his first year coaching, you're going to get a team that's fun to watch. And they are not, as good as they were when they got off to that hot start to start the year. But, they're still hovering around 500. But more importantly, there are good players that one team should trade for that have displayed a lot of talent, like Malik Beasley, just shooting the shit out of the ball. Jordan Clarkson, who knew Jordan Clarkson was a willing passer when you start him, and he is, the starting point guard. Mike Conley, although he's older, can still run the offense pretty well, is a good table setter, but Lauri Markkanen is finally on a team that, one, fits really well around him, but not only the fit maximizes his skill set, but the coaching staff, Will Hardy and the coaching staff, have just leaned into using every part of Lauri Markkanen's skill set. And also, Lauri Markkanen has picked up a few things over the last few years. Last year with the Cavaliers, he was kind of used as a de facto big wing. We all were enamored with the Cavs jumbo lineup. They were really good defensively. They had 3 7-footers starting, and Lauri Markkanen was pretty much a spot-up guy, somebody who was starting to run off of screens more with the Cavs last year just based off of how they were constructed. And while it wasn't necessarily conducive in terms of extracting all of the offensive skill set that Lauri Markkanen had, he picked up a few things like being a good spot-up shooter. He was always a good shooter coming out of Arizona. The problem with Lauri Markkanen was, and I really bought into his second-year leap, and I never sold my stock. I have receipts too. You can go on the YouTube channel and find the Cavs preview podcast that I did with Evan Damerel last year before the season started, where we all thought the Cavs were going to be a play-in team, and I had a section about Lauri Markkanen and how I still believed in Lauri Markkanen as a really good offensive player. And he's on a team now that has recognized his skill set, but Lauri himself has brought over skills to help himself realize his skill set, and not only that, stay healthy, which was the main thing I thought in Chicago. And also, I cannot overstate how much it helps to have coaching that will, one, develop you, and two, believe in you. And I just thought Lauri being under Jim Boylan, well, he had Fred Hoiberg as a rookie too. I mean, talk about a double whammy. It was just not conducive for Lauri Markkanen's development. But there were flashes. There was the game against the New York Knicks his rookie year where he put on a show in the Garden. His second year, he averaged 18 points a game. He was getting to the line. He was averaging 36% from three. While it wasn't, what we expected of him as a shooter, the shots he was getting, you could tell he was taking a jump. And then, some injuries happened. Zach LaVine was obviously on the team, and, they were obviously going to focus on building around him. They also needed to develop another lottery pick in Wendell Carter Jr. And again, Those two together would be a great fit together, but again, would you trust a coach like Jim Boylan to be able to build properly and develop those two properly together? No. This guy was the author of a leadership council, quote unquote, which was absolutely fucking horrible. There was just a bunch of things wrong with the Jim Boylan era. But now, Lauri Markkanen is averaging career highs across the board. He is the best offensive player on the Jazz, the best player. The Jazz low-key may have found their front court of the future. I don't want to, get way ahead of myself, but with Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler and how fast, rapidly he's developing, I think the Jazz might have something brewing there. I don't know where it's going to go, but they have something brewing. But Lauri Markkanen is being used in a ton of ways, and he is scoring efficiently in a ton of ways. If you just look at the numbers in terms of isolations, which was up from the Cavs and the Bulls years. If you look at the transition numbers and the number of possessions and the points per possession, the pick and roll. This is the most efficient Lauri Markkanen's ever been in the pick and roll. Spot up, which was his trait because he's a shooter. He is shooting a career high 41% from three. He's shooting 42.5% on catch and shoots. And he's one of those offensive players that doesn't need 15 dribbles, 5 dribbles to get his shot off. He is a finisher, pun intended. He makes quick decisions. If somebody's closing out on him, he's either still going to shoot the three in your face because he's 7 feet, or he's going to drive past you. He's always been a really good athlete. I'm not going to do that sneaky athleticism bullshit. If you just look at the videos here, this guy is flying off of screens this year more than I have ever seen, with the ferocity and quickness that I have never seen from Lauri Markkanen before. He knows that these are his possessions. Will Hardy is using Lauri Markkanen in dribble handoffs where Jordan Clarkson or another guard is handing the ball off to Lauri to get downhill so we can cram it on somebody. This guy has had some nasty poster dunks throughout his career. He's really good at cutting. He's like I said, he can attack closeouts 1 to 2 dribbles. Lauri's also getting to the line at a career high because he is just a mismatch nightmare for the opposing big man. He's really good in pick and pops. He has these little trick shots and floaters on the run when he is attacking these closeouts. He knows immediately what to do with the ball. He is decisive, and I think that decisiveness comes from confidence, knowing that a lot of these sets are ran for him, but he also knows that the ball's gonna find him because this Jazz offense, it's drive and kick, it's Jordan Clarkson getting buckets and distributing at a rate that he has never done before in his career. It's Mike Conley knowing how to set the table. Malik Beasley provides all the spacing with his movement shooting, along with Lauri Markkanen's movement shooting at 7 feet tall. Catch and shoots, coming off screens, pull-ups even. He's shooting 35% on pull-ups. They could get a little higher, but pull-ups are inherently tough shots, but Lauri definitely has the skill set to do that. The scheme, the players around Lauri, like Jared Vanderbilt getting offensive rebounds. And what do offensive rebounds lead to? Getting three-pointers. Lauri himself is having a career year in terms of offensive rebounding. He is basically playing freely. It's really cool to see. He is the centerpiece of the 4th ranked offensive rating per cleaning the glass, and it's because of his, diverse skill set. They use him in a multitude of ways, and the fact that he is 7 feet and can get his shot off too. I mean, you can even use him sometimes in post-up opportunities. You could just tell he's playing with a lot of confidence, and it carried over from EuroBasket this past summer as well. The skill set was apparent when he was at Arizona. He got drafted into, in my opinion, a bad situation in Chicago just because of the coaching staff and the front office at the time that was there with GarPax. And now, he got he got put into a nice refined role with the Cavaliers. He knew what his role was going to be, what his job was. And now he is on a team that has leaned into all of the good parts of his offensive game. He has the confidence. He has the confidence to expand his game. And it's really beautiful to see when a player has that confidence and they know how good they are. Not only how good they are, but how much they know that the coaching staff trusts them even when they make mistakes. And Lauri Markkanen this year has benefited greatly, and because of all those reasons, he's putting together a career year.